Hello friends, so today we are going to start with the Spring Boot series. तो first हम लोगों को क्या करना है? We have to configure the Spring requirements or dependencies in the VS Code. तो अभी इसके लिए I have written some steps here. Okay, in the notepad. So we'll execute these steps. First we'll execute these two steps here in the VS Code. तो अभी हमें क्या करना है? First of all, you need to start your VS Code. I have already started in my machine here. Then after this you need to install the extensions. So to go to the extensions here in the Spring Boot, okay, so just go to the extensions and we need a extension. For example, here is the install extension. Postman is first required here. You can just simply type here Postman. Okay, then check the official installation for the Postman. Look at this is the Postman installation. I have already installed in my machine, so you can just click on this and you will get the Postman here. See here I have already installed. Okay, then after this 7 extension pack for the Java. Okay, so here how to add this extension pack, just type here extension pack. Okay, so you will get one extension pack for Java. This 7 is written here, okay, officially by Microsoft. Click on this and install this. So I have already installed in my machine. So these two steps are very important. And the third thing is Spring Boot extension pack. So Spring Boot extension pack. So just go to this place once again and the Spring Boot, okay, extension pack. You need to, okay, see, look at this here, this one officially from the Spring Boot site. You can install this. VMware is written over here. Okay, and now if you're done with this, then your configuration is done for the VS Code related to the Spring Boot. Okay, so this is the first step to configure the Spring Boot in VS Code. Now let's start with the first application. So let's start the first application of the Spring Boot. So to create the application, go to your VS Code. Okay, just go to the VS Code and there is an option called as view. There is an option called as command palette. Select this. In the command palette, you need to select a Spring initializer. Create a maven project. We are using the maven project. So what is the maven project? That we will discuss separately. Right now select maven project here. Then the version I am using here 3.4.1. Then I want a Java project here. This is the package name where I am going to store my all the files. Then this is my project name. I am creating a demo 4 now. Okay, I want a war file. So war file I can reuse in any other application also. So Java 17 version I am using right now. Okay, after this search for dependencies. Now which dependencies are required? So like the dependency which is required here, so I have mentioned over here Spring Boot dev tool is the dependency we required. Spring Boot dev tool, this dependency. Second dependency, search Spring Web. Spring Web is the other dependency I want in my application. Selected two dependencies, Spring Boot dev tool and Spring Web. So enter. Now where you want to store this project, select the location. So I have created a folder in my machine here. So there is a Spring batch is the folder. Okay, so this is my Spring batch folder. So my project I will create inside this folder, and I have already given the project name, so don't write here. This is just a folder name. So generate into this folder. After generating a project, here is the option open the project, or you have another way, go to file, open folder and select your generated folder from the respective folder. So it is a Spring batch is the folder I have created in my machine, and there is a project 4. That's it. Just click on select folder. So the project is open. It will take a time to configure the project completely. Okay, initializing the project, it will take some time. Look at this. See, here is activating. It means it will take few seconds or minute. Okay, so once it is done, you can, the first step you can do it, go to the src folder. Okay, yeah, now almost it is done. See, opening a Java project, go to src project. Yeah, now it's done. Go to the main file, resources. In the resources there is a application properties. In the application properties, this is my project name demo 4, and we need to mention the server also, server dot port equal to 3000. Now why 3000? Because whenever you run any application in your machine, that application requires some port number. So by default the port number is 80, so which is already occupied by some other application, so we are using the 3000 here. So once you're done, close this file. Remember the file name application.properties. Close this file here. After this, go to the Java folder. This is your main file for the Spring Boot application, which is by default is created. Okay, you can write your code inside this file also, but as a good practices and as per the coding standard, I'll create another file here in the demo 4 folder. New file. Suppose my file name is employee controller.java. Employee controller.java. In employee controller, so this is what my controller I'm going to call from the my postman. So this is the RESTful API I'm going to create. So write down @REST controller. First of all, understand how to create a project, then we'll discuss all the theory. Also, this is a RESTful API I'm going to create in the Spring Boot. But to call this particular API, we need to write mapping also. So here is the annotation you need to use: get request mapping. In the request mapping, you mention the name which you are going to call from your front end or from the postman. So right now the name is employee. Right now the name is what? Employee. Remember this employee name. And to check this controller, first I need some method like get method I will create here. So in the Vscode, there are many advantages are there. You can just use control space, get mapping. Look at this. You will get the get mapping annotations here. There is a path is mentioned over here. Right now there is no path, so just remove that. Your method name. So I will write my method name here. Get employee. This is my method name. There is no parameters, so remove all the parameters, and simply you can return some message, hello employee. Okay, so this is a warning. Remove this package. Okay, so my get mapping annotation is ready. Okay, whenever in the front end or in postman if you use get method, this annotation will invoke. Hello employee is the result you should get here. Now to test this method, go to the postman, but before this go to the main file and run the project. Your project should run successfully without any error. So now it's done, the project is running successfully. Now you can go to the postman, and here is the option called as new HTTP request. This icon you will get after installing the extension for postman only. Okay, so that I already told you in the previous video to configure the postman and Spring Boot in your Vscode. So go to the postman, just click here new HTTP request. In the new HTTP request, here you need to mention the get method first of all, because in your code there is a get method we are using. See, in the controller there is a get mapping. That's the reason in the Postman we have to use get method. So again we'll discuss the theory in detail. So here is http :/localhost 3000, the port number which I told you in the property file. Okay, and this is my request mapping employee. If you have a name employee, suppose 123, so you need to declare here employee 123 like this. Okay, so this is the way this name will map to that file. Click here, and here is the answer, hello employee. So this is a very simple way to create the project in VS Code. So definitely you can try your first project with VS Code. There are a lot of advantages are there. So in the first lecture we learn how to create the first project and how to call the simple get method. Okay, just I'll remove this 123. So go to the Postman once again, remove the 123 and check once again. Yes, this is correct. But if you change the name here and if you try this request, you will get some error. So you should able to identify what is the error. Look at this, not found means what, something is wrong with the request here. Okay, so this name is very important. Most of the time students are doing this mistake. Check the output. So I hope you understood how to create the first project in the Eclipse. Okay, so in the next video we will create the post method. Thank you.